Hey guys, Zerak here, and I'm coming to you with a Salamangreat combo tutorial video. So, Salamangreat is a deck that, yes, it has combos, but they're not. You're going through half your deck, putting out 7 negates, and making a board that your opponent can't beat. You're using small, compact 1 and 2 card combos to give you consistent advantage every turn of the game. So the deck has really, really good grind game, but suffers a bit in the earlier stages of the game because it can't make as explosive plays that other decks can. So the cornerstone of all your combos is Salamangreat Gazelle. And I'm going to start off just by showing you what you can do with just one Gazelle. You're very, very unlikely to do this in an actual game because your deck runs so many searching cards, so many extenders, that you'll nearly always have options to go further than just one Gazelle. So, you normal summon the Gazelle, then you activate its effect, sending any Salamangreat that can special summon itself from the graveyard. So in this case, I'm going to send Salamangreat Spinny. You then link off the Gazelle into a copy of Salamangreat Baylynx. Baylynx searches the copy of Salamangreat Sanctuary, which you can then activate, and then you can link summon the Baylynx into another copy of itself. This just helps fuel your graveyard, so you've got an extra copy of Baylynx in there for when you need it. Or if you were using it to recur, say, a copy of Jack Jaguar, it keeps the copy in your graveyard. You don't have to do this bit this turn. Then you can revive the Spinny at link point and make a Sunlight Wolf. So in this case, you've used one card, and you still have 4 cards in hand. You're very unlikely to use this combo in isolation in a game unless you draw 4 hand traps and Gazelle. You will always have back row extenders or ways of getting to extenders that allows you to do this, more than this. This combo would lose to Ash, for example, because your Gazelle search can be stopped. Your search for Sanctuary can be stopped very easily. But again, as I said, you're nearly always going to have more options. So, what we'll do now is we'll look at what you do if you have those options. So this time, we started with Spinny and Gazelle in our hand. So, we're going to normal summon the Spinny this time, and we're going to link it off into our copy of Baylynx. So, now, because a Salamangreat went to the graveyard, we can special summon our copy of Gazelle. And now, Gazelle's and Baylynx's effects both activate. And what you can do here is you can choose, because they activate at the same time, you can choose whether you want Baylynx's or Gazelle's effect to go as Chainlink 1. Now, this is important because it allows you to prevent one of those effects from being Ash Blossomed. So they can only target the one that you put as Chainlink 2 with Ash Blossom. So for this example, I'm going to put Baylynx as Chainlink 2 and Gazelle as Chainlink 1. So Baylynx will trigger, searching a copy of Sanctuary, and then Gazelle will trigger, sending a copy of Roar to the graveyard. We then activate the Sanctuary, and we can then link off the Baylynx again into another copy of itself. And then we can link the Gazelle and the Baylynx into Sunlight Wolf. Now, this time, we can immediately link the Sunlight Wolf off into another copy of itself, and then we can use its effect, which allows us to add a Salamangreat spell or trap card from our graveyard to our hand, because it was link summoned using its own name. So we can add the Roar back to our hand. Then we can use Spinny's effect and special summon it, because it can special summon itself. That triggers Sunlight Wolf's effect again, which will add Gazelle back to our hand, and this is how we keep our advantage going. Now we have Gazelle in our hand. We essentially have the ability to do the full combo again next turn. Now, if we wanted to, you don't have to do this. We could link the Sunlight Wolf and the Spinny off into a transcode talker, and then transcode talker can bring back the Sunlight Wolf. So we now have a set raw, we have a copy of Balinks in the graveyard that protects our Sunlight Wolf from destruction, and transcode talker protects it and the Sunlight Wolf from any targeting effects. So this board is quite difficult to break, and also the transcode talker has 2800 attack and the Sunlight Wolf has 2300 attack because they gain 500 attack from being co-linked. So that's your basic combo with the deck. Now you can do so many more combos with the deck that all involve varying levels of extension and having different cards in hand. But the main thing to remember with this is you still currently have 3 cards in hand that you've not even touched at all. And they could be search cards, they could be hand traps, they could be more back row. So you've got 1 interruption here, you've got protection from Balinks and from transcode, and you've got the potential to have, say, an Ash Blossom or an Effect Veiler or a copy of Salamangreat Rage in your hand. That just, again, gives you extra interaction to deal with them. So that's all I really wanted to talk through this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave comments. It's just very basic combos that the whole deck revolves around. I can't really go into much more detail because you don't really know where the game state will be after turn 2, turn 3, because the deck is a grind deck. It's not aiming to set up this unbeatable board on turn 1. It's aiming to be able to survive your opponent's attempt to break the board, and then do it again, and then your opponent runs out of resources, and then you win. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon with a new deck profile.